here's the thing that people aren't aware of as well is the genetic modification of food. Now, genetic modification is not as new as that we think. So, for example, the famous Luther Burbank, who you hear of Burbank potatoes and tomatoes and stuff like that, was a famous horticulturist who was able to grow like oak trees to bearing 18 years. Mm-hmm. He was able to grow cactus without spines. He was splicing products together to create new hybrids that had new capabilities. Well, today, genetic modification has gone to another level in that sometimes they are using technology that comes from other plants. Sometimes they're using it from animals. Sometimes they're using it from a whole other realm of the universe. So, it gets very confusing to the individual. And the thing is we don't know what one of these are good, what ones are bad, what ones are disruptive for the system. And the capacity of the individual to discern this is uncertain. The other thing is they don't know how that particular genetically altered substance could interact with their system. So, for example, some people have taken all kinds of jabs and have had no problem. Other people took one and died. Well, the science says, there's a certain amount of variability that we can't count for. And just so you know, it's not a vaccine that people took. It's an mRNA genetic. So it's a gene therapy marketed as a vaccine. They changed the definition to create this. We used an mRNA technology, which alters what's being produced in the system with unknown long-term consequences. And it appears, at least if you're watching the experts, that there's a considerable amount of variance to the impact to people across the world. Now, I suspect they're going to roll out more of this technology through various pharmaceutical integrations, and some of it is very promising. However, if you, the individual, aren't armed with your genetic information and have someone to help you decode this, well, then you are playing a game of Russian roulette with the numbers. You're hoping that you're not in the bad numbers, or you're hoping your child is not in the bad numbers, or your spouse, or your best friend. And the reality is we all know people who have been touched by COVID and the remedies provided for COVID. Okay? That's a fact. And there's nobody in the world disputing this, not even the people that are on Team Vax. So the question is, in a changing world that's rapidly changing technology, as an individual, whether you want to get in a diet, whether you want to be an Olympic athlete, you want to live long or be strong, you just want to regulate your blood sugar or lose some weight, if you don't know this information, the chances of you running into some problems are really, really high. And we felt it was our moral and ethical duty to provide this to people. We also included a whole bunch of videos. There's an audio book. There's a supplement guide that's over 200 pages, separate. It's all been scientifically validated. We've got 3 diet books that go with the Ultimate Nutrition System. Why do we include all that stuff? So that when you find what's right for you, you can go there. We refer you to the experts that can provide you the insight that you need so that you get legitimate information and that you will never be hooked into, that late night scroll as you got on the scales and went, oh my God, I've gained too much weight, or your favorite pants didn't fit. And you're going, or you saw a picture recently at Christmas holidays and thought, oh my God, do I look like that? And you're at that point, you're open to manipulation or the fear tactics that might be promoted because there's a new strain of whatever coming, or a new virus or a new disease. You got to protect yourself in today's world. You got to protect yourself from the information being promoted to you. And I'm not saying that I've got all the answers, but what I can share with you is we've got a methodology for you to figure out the answers for yourself. And it's remarkable what you can do with today's technology.